When I was 9 years old, they asked me in 3rd grade what I wanted to be. And the kids said, president. Some kids said astronaut. Some kids wanted to be Alvin Davis, because Alvin Davis was a hell of a first baseman. We would do well with Alvin Davis right now from the start. And they asked me, and I said I wanted to be Whitney Houston's husband. This poem is called Funeral, after Audens in the memory of W.B. Yeats. Funeral Blues for Whitney. 1. On the day you found what we were missing, a skinny, hungry, thugged out young boy stopped dead in front of a boombox. Runs were froze. Crap games almost deserted. Hood niggas disfigured by public statutes were transformed by the sound waves of you back in the day. On you and your instrument, we young thugs agreed. You were wonderful back in the day. And far from our projects, little homies dreamed you an evergreen forest. Nerds were transfixed by radio plays, scattered over 1,000 stations. Scattered, squared into 1,000 more affections, immediately and all at once. Immediately, every time we heard you and called ourselves to be better than we were. Immediately, as we dreamed to be something grand, if not grandiose, if only to win your heart. If only then we would skin up some shit, to unearth the sword from our gravel stones and win you, and live happily in your kingdom, but the magic dust ate you alive. 2. Earth, receive a troubled guest. Whitney Houston is laid to rest. Let this Newark sister lie empty of our dreams. For in the nightmare of the dark, all the mask we had of your majesty ate your face. All our refusals to look into your blackness have blinded and scarred our eyes, have turned to brown ash all our crystal-strewn pedestals in a parable of genius and dust. And now you hang in memory over us, Our Lady of Chemical, in 2 human sorrows, trapped eternally in a crystal cage, only free in the shadow of cities, only free in fleeting notes and electrons of youth, love, and limitless potential before yours turns slow to a curse. Thank you. Woo! This poem is called The Gang House Garden Thief's Love Ballad. For your garden, I will find you hot corner petals. I will put them in my Crown Royal bag. I will search past the weeds, the thickets, the nettles, search past the suckers and their impossible tags, and share with you my world in stems and in colors, beyond reds and blues, those handkerchief flags. I will give you my lavenders, beyond the hard metals, and 45s, concrete, and faded do-rags, for your love creates me, and love never settles for environment. So I'll work, I'll pick them, I'll snag. For your garden, I will find you hot corner petals. I will put them in my Crown Royal bag. Thank you. I haven't read this one in a long time. This is, let me find it. This poem was something that just came to me where I was starting as a writer, and I saw this image of little homie in the neighborhood, and he was riding his bike, and it was about a fucked up area of town that and I just wrote this to him. This poem is called To the Homeboys Who Ride Bikes Past the Dope Houses on State Street, 2008. Although the block is hot, there is no light. Young ones make moves, but seldom in the sun. No birds, but birdmen stalking all in sight. No needles, but to all the damage done. The young ones move among this trap bazaar, among a maddening crowd of chemical means, among rich and poor, the hopeless, the bizarre, leeches yearning to trip the dark obscene. They move among these dens of toxic sprawl, commerce markets of pieces, weight, and heft, And those who give to no one, yet take all, till there's absolutely nothing to take left. Speak of this block, you may, but speak it clear. But right on first, there are no children here. Thank you. Woo! I was lucky. I had a mama who got me out. And a year later, I was in it was my first fight in the neighborhood. I was an amateur boxer. I was terrible at it. So I see my boy after my first win, and I'm like, my boy Derek, and I'm like, yo man, did you see me do my thing? Do you see, like, I didn't deserve to win the fight, but I was still bragging. I was like, yo man, you see me do my thing? And he looked at me like he wanted to, just so angry. And I'm like, what's up man, I'm your boy, this is Robert, man, what's going on? And he just walked away, and I just kept phoning him and like, yo man, I thought we was friends, man. I was like, why you gotta be such a punk, man? And this poem is a years later remembrance. It's called To Derek, who pulled a pistol on me the last time I saw him. Your face is a mask overlooking the chamber. Steel upon steel, fibers twined and balled into a ribbon beyond madness. It was a memory that triggered you, my reminiscence that drove you mad, my good talking that made you touch me in the head with it, as intimate as the way you threw it from the key, or passed me your auntie's red Kool-Aid, or laid me this groundwork once in short, grounded words. Be quiet. Be aware. Keep your eyes open. Don't let niggas get you. Don't let them fuck with your mind. Yet I was a visitor now, was fucking with yours. He's up with the mouth, nigga. Why the fuck you talking all happy and shit? Why the fuck are you back here? Yeah, thank you. Woo! Dwayne talked about how I grew up in Hilltop in the early 90s. And the thing that would kill me, the hardest thing, the thing that I just think of every day, and the thing I can't get out of my head every day, were the funerals. I went to 9 of them when I was 17, before I turned 17. And about 6 or 7 of them had the same running motif. An entire church of people suffering, crying, burying someone before they were old enough to drink, except for the fathers. They would always come in, wear some kind of a hat, some kind of a derby hat, and they get on the stage and they try to explain themselves. And they were just each and every one of them, old players. I call them the Crepit Boys. Just old players. People talk about how messed up, some rap lyrics were, but there's some blaxploitation old stuff that's just as messed up. Like Max Jr. and that pimp stuff, I'm not for that. But just, that kind of whole, that kind of, quote unquote, whole, those men who say ho and bitch, just decrepit old players. Decrepit boys. This poem is called Anti-LG. Villanelles, or a villanelle to a nigga that don't deserve a villanelle. Anti-LG. Your son, shermed to death in makeshift car. His loss was felt, but yours was felt the more. Don't be a dad tonight. Go to the bar. His mama cries and prays to morning star. She prays now, and he reached celestial shore. Your son, shermed to death in makeshift car. Forgive us for not getting who you are, but please forgive away from worship door. Don't be a dad tonight. Go to the bar. A girlfriend mourns a body burned to char, embalmed in a butane threshing floor. Your son, shermed to death in makeshift car. A whole church grieves in ways you feel afar. You don't know the one they're grieving for. Don't be a dad tonight. Go to the bar. Save the crying rat for the ripple jar. The only brown thing you showed feeling for. Your son, shermed to death, makeshift car. Don't be a dad tonight. Go to the bar. Thank you. People kind of, I'm kind of wild, kind of crazy. I own it, I'm up to it. Used to be a teaching artist. When one of my kids came back from college, we were in Seattle, and went to this club. We went to I'm not a club kind of person. I like the Northwest. I like the suburbs, except for the racism. But I like the suburbs in general. But I'm not boom, 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 go to the club all the time. So I went to this club to pick up a friend to go out. She's getting off work, and there was this dude. And dude, I don't know what he was wearing, but I knew it was from some sort of mall. And he was like giving lines, some bullshit lines. And we're trying to be like really sweet and nice and really positive. I'm like, nah, this is not that kind of party. We're just gonna go, these else, we're gonna go, just have fun. We're just gonna talk. It's not your thing. Not your party. But he kept badgering. And so we're about to ready to go. We're at the door, and so I'm looking at him, and I just see him from the glimpse of my eye. I see him with a drink, and he put some shit in the drink, and he puts a white powder in it, and he comes closer. It comes closer, and closer, and this poem, after Wallace Stevens' 13 different ways of looking at a black man, or 13 different ways of looking at a black bird, is called 13 different ways of looking at a motherfucker in the club. 1. Among 20 bros at the club, the only thing moving toward my cousin was the eye of the motherfucker. 2. I was of 3 minds, like the IQ of the motherfucker in the club. 3. Motherfucker in the club whirled in the autumn wind. It was a small part of some corny bro dance. 4. A Maxim magazine and Axe body spray are 1. A Maxim magazine, Axe body spray, and a motherfucker in the club are 1. 5. I do not know which to prefer. The time when the motherfucker in the club says to my cousin, "Girl, I want to sop you up like a biscuit." Or, "Girl, you look good enough to season greens with." Or, "Girl, if your left leg is Christmas and your right leg is New Year's, can I visit you in between the holidays?" Yeah. 6. Bros filled the window with barbaric glasses of liquor a rapper drank on BET. The motherfucker in the club drank them to and fro. An indecipherable case. 7. Oh, thin bros of Seattle. Why do you imagine that you would put Rohypnol in my cousin's drink? Do you not know my juvenile assault record of the young lady when you walk the feet of the young lady around me? 8. I know noble accents and lucid, inescapable rhythms. But I know, too, that if the motherfucker in the club gives her that drink, I'ma catch a case. 9. When the motherfucker in the club flew out the window, 10. At the sight of the motherfucker in the club flying outside the window, a ball of euphony cried out, "What did I tell you? What the fuck did I tell you? You put your hands on my cousin again! I'll get the bucket on your back in front of your goddamn daddy! I swear for God, in front of white people, I'll bust your head with a white meat and take your ass over down the block till your ass turns the frame! And where's the rest of you bros looking at? Which one of you motherfuckers wanna ask the dad to get their teeth fixed? Don't let the smoke drain fool you!" 11. The motherfucker in the club ran past downtown with a busted hand. Once, a fear pierced him and then he mistook someone else for a person who was driven away. 12. The wind is howling. The motherfucker in the club is somewhere in a corner. 13. Thank you. Woo! This poem is called Chunky Brother Love Poem. For you, I am an unwashed pear. I peel all my masks, synthetic and temporary, then offer any or all for want of comfort, desirable and clean. I spread my sections below and beneath you, lay bare as an array of walls and canvases, lay in the seconds and minutes you want as a space for your imagination. Spin me, my globes are yours, love. My circumference is a land that centers on your presence, that seasons around your moods and your movement in the times you feel a need. Thank you. This poem is called Instructions to the Homeboy on How to Fix Her Hair, with a nod to Nina Simone. Black is the color of my true love's weave. Wavefronts of the rule of her day job side hustle. Surface work now is divine as sense, because she has to get her money. But be deliberate, homeboy. Water before the comb. Activator after water, and a joint in your hand to keep your shaky ass still, for she has to keep this job. But the alarm goes off. The March sun earns the design of its light by proxy of her movement. And suspension of metaphor around the salt of her neck starts to break as she leaves the bathtub. But boy, the clocks beep. Homeboy, get her hair right. Nothing is as permanent as her mini-mart silky now. Nothing but the space between her hair and your chest should matter until her weave is seamless. Fail her, and regret will make all its definition. Distance will serve only qualities of hurt if you don't place and part correctly. Thank you.